Do you ever feel haunted by the notion that you're not quite good enough, that you might be overlooked or undervalued in your relationships? If so, you're not alone. This widespread feeling is a common aspect of contemporary human experiences, worsened by our hyper-connected, comparison-driven society. Welcome to our exploration of Stoicism in relationships, a video designed to uncover how this ancient philosophy can guide us toward a deeper sense of self-worth, authenticity, and emotional intelligence in our interactions. Through 10 transformative modules, we'll delve into Stoic teachings on inner strength, dignity, nonverbal communication, and the profound power of setting boundaries. Whether you're navigating the challenges of a romantic relationship, the subtleties of workplace interactions, or the complexities of family dynamics, the Stoic principles we'll explore offer wisdom that can help guide us through the chaos of modern life. Join us as we learn to value ourselves, express our truths with integrity, and ultimately cultivate relationships that are as rewarding as they are genuine. Let's begin this journey to not only recognize but embrace our inherent worth, guided by the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Lesson 1: Cultivating Inner Strength and Self-Worth. How can the principles of Stoicism guide us in recognizing our own worth, especially within the context of relationships? Stoicism teaches the importance of focusing on aspects under our control. Crucially, your perception of self-worth is something you can fully manage. It's not determined by the number of social media likes or someone's interest in you, but rather how you value and respect yourself. Think of yourself as a unique piece of art. Not everyone can understand the value of a rare artwork. Some may overlook it without recognizing its importance. However, this oversight doesn't decrease the artwork's inherent value. It remains unique, valuable, and irreplaceable, much like you. Your worth remains constant, even if it goes unnoticed. It's common to face rejection and feel inadequate, especially in an era where others seem to be excelling. Yet, adopting a Stoic outlook teaches us that our worth isn't tied to others' approval, but to our own actions and virtues. How compassionate are you? Are you honest? Does your life reflect your true values? Your true value lies in these characteristics. Stoicism encourages self-reflection. Take a moment to delve into not only your visible traits, but also the deeper, intrinsic qualities you possess. What really matters? By acknowledging these characteristics, you will discover your resilience. In terms of relationships, true strength comes from acknowledging your own value, independent of external validation. Remember, recognizing your worth is not a one-time achievement, but a continuous effort. It involves reaffirming your intrinsic value each day, knowing that it stems not from others' perceptions, but from the qualities that define you as an individual. Lesson 2: The Art of Nonverbal Communication. It may seem somewhat traditional or strict at first, but there's profound wisdom in restraint, particularly in how Stoicism informs our nonverbal cues. Stoicism isn't about being inaccessible or aloof. Rather, it's about recognizing and respecting your own worth. Stoicism teaches us the art of self-control, not in an oppressive sense, but as a liberating practice that helps us discern what truly matters and avoid wasting our energies carelessly. In an era of instant gratification and endless digital distractions, Stoic principles offer a refreshing perspective. Consider the dynamics of relationships. Often, there's a temptation to immediately share all, time, space, and deepest feelings. However, Stoicism advises prudence. Constant availability can diminish the perceived value of things. Scarcity can enhance it. Being perpetually available dilutes the excitement and anticipation that otherwise enrich interactions. Setting boundaries with grace, according to Stoic philosophy, begins with how you present yourself. Dressing with both style and modesty isn't merely about aesthetics. It sends a powerful message of self-respect. This approach neither hides nor reveals all, maintaining a balance that suggests depth beyond appearance. Managing your time and attention is also critical. In today's hyper-connected world, choosing judiciously who merits your time is not about game playing, but about valuing and prioritizing your engagements. Being fully present when with others is as important as allowing yourself to disconnect and focus on personal growth when alone. Stoicism places significant emphasis on emotional mastery. It doesn't promote detachment. Instead, it advocates for a balanced emotional engagement, where minor disruptions are kept in perspective to maintain inner tranquility. Emotional investment, like time, should not be given lightly, but should be earned, reflecting a thoughtful allocation of personal resources. This philosophy does not mean becoming emotionless or distant. Indeed, meaningful human connections are essential. However, Stoicism champions a methodical approach to relationships, encouraging connections that are not merely about fleeting satisfaction, but are built on sustained, meaningful interaction. In conclusion, setting boundaries is not about manipulation or control, but about self-respect and adherence to personal principles. It involves demonstrating through both action and attitude that you value yourself and expect to be treated with respect. Thus, adopting a selective, composed, and stoic approach in relationships means finding a balance between openness and careful discernment, sharing and holding back. This approach significantly influences how others perceive and treat you. Here's to valuing ourselves and integrating a touch of Stoicism into contemporary relationship dynamics. Lesson 3. Cultivating dignity in presentation. Stoicism may evoke images of stern, ancient philosophers, but let's debunk a common myth. Stoicism isn't about suppressing your emotions or maintaining an impassive facade. It's about discerning what truly deserves your energy and attention. Indeed, the way you present yourself is worth that energy. Discussing dignity in presentation, especially in relationships, it's essential to recognize a common pitfall: altering our true selves to impress others. Whether it's changing our style of dress or how we speak, these attempts at gaining approval can cause us to lose our essence. However, Stoic wisdom tells us that dignity isn't about superficial aspects, but how you conduct yourself, your actions, and your choices. Imagine observing two students during a class presentation. One opts for flamboyance with elaborate words and gestures, while the other presents with simple confidence and no pretense. Typically, it's the latter who leaves a more genuine and lasting impression. This scenario underscores the importance of presenting oneself with dignity. Stoicism emphasizes self-control and virtue, urging us to live authentically and with self-respect. In the context of modern dating, this means being genuinely yourself. Whether your interests lie in reading or any other hobby, it's about presenting who you are without pretense, secure in your inherent value. Self-respect is also critical. How you treat yourself sets the standard for how others will treat you. Constant self-criticism can lead others to view you similarly. In contrast, respecting yourself, your time, energy, and emotions sends a clear message: I am worthy of respect and expect to be treated as such. Reflect on the words of Stoic philosopher Epictetus. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In relationships, it's not just your appearance or the words you use that count, but also how you respond to various situations. Do your reactions convey desperation, or do they reflect dignity? Do you compromise your principles, or do you remain true to yourself, even if it means standing alone? We're all human, prone to flaws and missteps. The essence lies in how you handle these moments. Do you crumble under pressure, or do you maintain your composure, learn, and move forward? To start cultivating more dignity in how you present yourself, consider setting clear boundaries and rejecting what doesn't align with your values. Perhaps it means treating yourself with greater compassion and respect, When you begin to see yourself as deserving of respect, others will too. Lesson 4. Actions speak louder than words. In Stoicism, the focus is on practical wisdom, particularly relevant in assessing relationships. Stoics recommend judging people by their actions rather than their promises or statements. This principle is crucial in a world where words are abundant but often lack corresponding actions. Actions are the truest indicators of a person's intentions and integrity. It's easy for someone to articulate beautiful visions, make promises, or paint idyllic futures. However, the real test of their sincerity is whether their actions match their words. This pursuit of truth is foundational in Stoicism. Reflect on common experiences in relationships. Someone says all the right things, captivating you with their charm, but over time, their actions fail to align with their eloquent words. They might promise to call and then don't, or they set plans only to cancel them. Despite these inconsistencies, we often hold on to their initial words. Here, Stoicism acts as a guide, urging us not to be swayed by mere rhetoric or overwhelmed by emotions. It promotes a rational approach to clearly see the reality of situations. Discrepancies between someone's actions and words are red flags, signaling the need for cautious evaluation. Adopting a Stoic mindset changes how we navigate relationships. Instead of being carried away by declarations of affection or commitment, we start to notice the subtler signs. How does someone behave under stress? Do they honor their commitments? Are they genuinely supportive, not just verbally, but through tangible actions? When you prioritize actions over words, you set a clear expectation. You are observing not just what they say, but also what they do. This perspective affects how others behave around you. They understand that mere words are not enough. They must demonstrate their sincerity and reliability through consistent actions. However, it's important to remember that this approach is not about cynicism or mistrust. It's about using Stoic wisdom to protect your emotions and make wise choices. It's about not letting emotions cloud your judgment, but maintaining a realistic and observant stance. As we proceed, let's commit to focusing on actions rather than words. Adopting a Stoic mindset in our relationships means being logical, vigilant, and thoughtful. Ultimately, actions will always speak louder than words, profoundly influencing our interactions and emotional investments. Lesson 5. Embracing healthy skepticism in relationships. Stoicism, rooted in a clear perception of reality, offers valuable insights when navigating the complexities of love and dating. Stoics strive to see things as they truly are, free from wishful thinking. This mindset is essential when we're tempted to believe everything we hear, especially in the excitement of new romance, even when warning signs are evident. Adopting a Stoic approach involves cultivating a healthy skepticism, not cynicism or distrust, but a balanced, realistic perspective. It's about being thorough, questioning when necessary, and not rushing into decisions. This involves careful observation, verifying whether words align with actions, and not getting swept away by enticing prospects too soon. Consider a scenario. You meet someone who seems perfect. They shower you with compliments and hint at a future together shortly after meeting. A Stoic, guided by skepticism, would advise caution, suggesting you take time to see if their behavior matches their grand promises. A practical approach to temper the allure of romance. This type of skepticism is not about constant questioning or doubt, but about thoughtful engagement in your interactions. It's about listening carefully and observing closely. It requires taking time to truly know someone, evaluating their consistency and sincerity. Stoics value logic and reason over unchecked emotion, meaning in relationships, skepticism is balanced with emotional responses for a clearer, more comprehensive understanding. A key benefit of this skeptical approach is protecting your emotional well-being. By maintaining a level of skepticism, you avoid rushing into commitments without a solid foundation of trust and understanding. This cautious approach helps you perceive the true nature of your potential partner, free from the distortions of your projections or desires. Thus, let's recognize the importance of Stoic skepticism in dating. It's not about hardening your heart, but tempering your emotions with wisdom and caution. It's about ensuring that you are not misled by fleeting feelings, but are making well-considered decisions that protect your heart. This approach isn't about shutting down, but engaging wisely and protectively, establishing a healthy foundation for potentially deep and lasting relationships. Lesson 6. The Stoic strength in saying no. In Stoicism, adhering to one's values and displaying the courage to remain authentic are paramount, particularly when it involves setting boundaries in relationships. This often involves the ability to say no, a practice that honors your beliefs and upholds your standards, even if it may disrupt the status quo. Consider a scenario where your partner suggests something that doesn't resonate with you, such as moving the relationship forward faster than you're comfortable with, or engaging in behaviors that contradict your values. The easier path might be to comply, but Stoicism empowers you to stay true to your convictions instead. Saying no in these situations is a profound act of self-respect, affirming your worth and your boundaries. Admittedly, this is challenging. The fear of potentially pushing someone away by standing firm can be daunting. However, embracing this aspect of Stoicism involves confronting these internal conflicts bravely. It's about prioritizing self-respect and demonstrating that you value yourself enough to reject anything less than what you deserve. Yes, there's a risk of loss, but if standing by your values distances someone, it might indicate that the relationship wasn't aligned with your true self. This stance can significantly alter the dynamics within a relationship. When you confidently say no and refuse to compromise your principles, it not only impacts how others perceive you, but also enhances your appeal. It shows that you possess self-respect and that you treat yourself with the high regard you deserve. Furthermore, from a Stoic viewpoint, saying no is not just about setting boundaries with others, it's also about being honest with yourself. It involves acknowledging your true needs and desires within a relationship and adhering to them without compromise. It's about ensuring that fear of loneliness or desire for approval doesn't coerce you into decisions that stray from your core values. Reflect on this. Saying no is not only permissible, but essential. It embodies living authentically and with integrity, as the Stoics taught. It fosters relationships built on mutual respect and genuine connection, not on fear or sacrifice. Embracing the power to say no is a testament to living a life aligned with one's principles, cultivating relationships that are truly enriching and reflective of one's true self. Lesson 7. Prioritizing self-worth over pursuit. In our exploration of Stoicism, a key lesson emerges about focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. This philosophy becomes particularly poignant in the context of relationships. Stoicism teaches us that pursuing someone who is distancing themselves not only proves futile, but also undermines our self-respect and awareness of our worth. Imagine you're in a relationship where initially everything seems perfect, but gradually the other person begins to withdraw. The instinctive reaction might be to chase after them, to close the growing gap. However, Stoicism advises us to question this impulse. Why chase after something beyond your control? This inquiry points back to the value you place on your own dignity and inner peace. Pursuing someone who is pulling away is like trying to grasp water with your hands. It's ineffective and leaves you feeling hollow. The Stoic response is to affirm your self-worth and let go. This doesn't mean becoming cold or indifferent, but recognizing that you cannot control others' feelings or actions, only your response. Admittedly, resisting the urge to chase requires significant strength, yet it embodies a profound belief that genuine appreciation and respect from others cannot be coerced. It's about not allowing someone else's actions to determine your value, but asserting, "I deserve respect, and if you can't provide that, someone else will." This mindset shift is transformative. It reclaims your power, freeing you from the whims of others. You are no longer a passive participant in your emotional life, but actively choose how you engage and react. Moreover, when you stop chasing and start focusing on your own life and growth, you begin to attract people who admire your strength, confidence, and self-assurance. It's as if you are broadcasting a message that says, "I value myself, and I know my worth." Therefore, let's embrace this lesson wholeheartedly. Let's confirm that there is no need to chase after anyone. Adopting a Stoic approach in our relationships means remaining composed, self-respecting, and focused on what we can control. It's about finding peace within ourselves rather than seeking external validation. This approach not only enhances our own lives, but also attracts healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Lesson 8. Finding balance between acceptance and change. In Stoicism, there is a profound understanding that some things in life are within our control, while others are not. This wisdom is crucial in relationships, where we must discern the delicate balance between what we can change and what we must accept. Embracing this principle helps cultivate not only personal peace, but also harmonious connections with others. Consider the dynamics of any relationship. There are aspects that we might wish to change, perhaps habits of our partner or circumstances surrounding our interactions. However, a key Stoic insight is recognizing that our control often stops at our own actions and reactions. The challenge and the opportunity lie in distinguishing between pushing for meaningful change and gracefully accepting what cannot be altered. In practice, this might look like addressing issues directly and constructively with your partner, while also acknowledging and accepting their inherent traits and tendencies. For instance, you might discuss and work on communication styles or how to manage time together more effectively. On the other hand, intrinsic characteristics like someone's temperament or core values often require acceptance rather than attempts at change. The Stoic philosophy teaches us not to waste our energies fretting over or trying to reshape these unchangeable elements. Instead, we focus on our responses and attitudes toward them. By doing so, we embody the Stoic virtue of adaptability, flexibly navigating the complexities of relationships while maintaining our integrity and peace of mind. This approach also promotes a deeper form of empathy and understanding. When we accept that certain things about others are not ours to change, we open ourselves up to deeper connections based on genuine acceptance and respect. This doesn't mean tolerating negative behavior or compromising our values, but rather recognizing the limits of our influence and choosing our battles wisely. Moreover, this Stoic balance helps in cultivating resilience. Understanding what we can and cannot change prepares us for emotional stability and contentment, regardless of external circumstances. It teaches us to hold firm to our core values and principles while being flexible enough to navigate the unpredictability of life and relationships. Thus, let's integrate this lesson into our lives, striving for change where possible, accepting what is beyond our control, and maintaining a sense of peace and composure throughout. In doing so, we not only live true to Stoic principles, but also enhance our relationships and our well-being. Lesson 9. Silent strength in setting boundaries. Stoicism teaches us the virtue of action over words, particularly when it comes to setting boundaries in relationships. The Stoics believed in showing one's principles through deeds rather than just verbal declarations, a lesson that resonates deeply when establishing personal limits. It's relatively straightforward to state, "I won't tolerate mistreatment." However, the genuine test occurs when faced with such treatment. Will you maintain your declared boundary, or will you falter? True strength, according to Stoic thought, is manifested not through pronouncements, but through resolute actions. Admittedly, this is not easy. Emotions can complicate reactions, yet Stoicism empowers us with the choice of how we respond to situations. When someone crosses a line, it is your reaction that reinforces your boundaries, not merely the prior articulation of them. Consider a scenario where honesty is paramount to you and you are confronted with dishonesty. Your response, whether addressing the lie directly or choosing to distance yourself, serves as a practical demonstration of your commitment to your values. This method isn't about creating conflict, rather, it's about expressing self-respect by responding in ways that reflect your beliefs. Such actions are influential in relationships as they clearly communicate to others your limits and your resolve in maintaining them. It's essential to recognize that boundary setting is not only about responding to major violations, but also about how you handle daily interactions. How do you react to sudden changes in plans or to being undervalued? Whether you dismiss it or calmly indicate that such actions are unacceptable, you are actively delineating your boundaries. Stoic mindfulness plays a crucial role here. It involves being attentive to the present and ensuring your responses align with your established boundaries. Are you staying true to yourself? It's the minor, everyday situations that often most clearly test our boundaries. As we navigate our daily interactions, adopting a Stoic approach to boundary setting is not about rigidity. It's about having an internal compass that guides our reactions, ensuring they are consistent with our values. When you embrace this practice, people take notice. They begin to see you as someone who not only sets boundaries, but respects themselves enough to enforce them diligently. Lesson 10. The courage to let go. Stoicism presents a poignant lesson on the art of letting go, not through detachment or indifference, but by distinguishing what is within our control and what is not. A particularly empowering choice we have is the decision to stay in or leave situations that do not serve our well-being, especially in relationships. We've all found ourselves in scenarios where we sense we deserve better, yet we linger. Reasons vary, from the fear of loneliness, reluctance to change, or the hope that things will improve. Here, Stoicism offers insight. True strength lies in recognizing our capacity to remain or exit situations that challenge our core principles, empowering us to choose a healthier route. It's essential to clarify that this philosophy does not encourage quitting at the first sign of difficulty. Relationships demand effort, understanding, and patience. But a deep awareness of our self-worth and principles should guide us. When something fundamentally opposes these, we must be ready to walk away. It embodies the Stoic valor of saying, "I respect myself too much to settle for less than I deserve." Being ready to leave involves profound self-respect. It's about adhering to your beliefs and acknowledging your value. Exiting a situation doesn't always require a dramatic gesture. Often, it's a quiet decision, a calm acknowledgement that things aren't suitable for you. Yes, the prospect of an uncertain future can be daunting. However, Stoicism teaches us to face such uncertainties with courage and to accept the unpredictable nature of life. Sometimes, the bravest action is to release something that no longer aligns with our path. This approach is transformative in relationships. Being in a relationship because it mirrors your values, not because you fear leaving, changes the entire dynamic. You stay not out of desperation or fear, but from a place of authentic choice. Here's a vital takeaway. Stepping away from non-beneficial circumstances opens the door to better possibilities. It's akin to clearing out the old to make room for the new. It involves trusting that better experiences await and allowing yourself the chance to find them. Remember, readiness to move on is not about coldness or disinterest. It's about valuing ourselves enough to say, I deserve better. It's about practicing stoicism amid challenges, understanding that our worth is not tied to anyone or anything outside ourselves. As we wrap up our series on Stoicism in relationships, we've explored everything from the power of self-worth to the strength of saying no. We've seen how Stoic principles can guide us in not just surviving, but thriving in our interactions with others. Reflect on how these teachings have influenced your relationships and share your experiences in the comments. Your insights help enrich our discussions and bring the Stoic wisdom to life in modern contexts. If you found this series helpful, please share it with others and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Together, let's continue to explore timeless wisdom that empowers us to lead more fulfilling lives. Thank you for joining this journey. Keep living stoically, and until next time, keep growing and learning.